Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today I will present my paper in the 7th International Conference on Business, Education, Social and Technology. My title is A Conceptual Framework for Enhancing Organizational Performance in the Libyan Oil Sector. The role of petroleum engineering expertise in the human research practice and inclusive work environment. Next slide about the background of and context the Libyan oil sector. Libyan oil industry significance hold African and largest oil surface 48.4 billion barrels, a major drivers of Libyan economy and employment. Key challenges post conflict, instability and fragile infrastructure, struggle with global energy transaction, under performance, debate rich resource, need for transformation, traditional focus on technical outputs, require integration for technology, human resource and inclusive strategy. Here the problem statement: performance gas gaps and oil Libyan oil sector. Despite vast natural oil surfaces, Libyan oil companies struggle to maintain competitive organizational performance. Outdated infrastructure, policy and stability, and culture resistance to change hamper modernization efforts. Limited integration of petroleum engineering expertise, strategic human research practices, inclusive work environment. Existing research examines these factors, especially but like a unified framework for understanding their combined impact. A study aim and research question. This study aim to development conceptual framework that enhancing organizational performance in the Libyan oil sector by exploring the combined impact of petroleum engineering expertise, strategic human research practices, inclusive work environment. The goal is to understand how these employments interact and how inclusivity mediates their effects on performance outcome. Research question: how these petroleum engineering expertise influence organizational performance in the Libyan oil companies, and what is the role of human research practice in fostering inclusivity and improving organizational performance. To what extent does an inclusive work environment, mediate the relationship between petroleum engineering expertise, human resource practice, and organizational performance. And the slide, critical background 1, petroleum engineering and human resource practices. 1. Petroleum engineering expertise, critical for technical performance and innovation in exploration, drilling, and production, drives operational efficiency and minimize resource loss, support long-term strategic position and competitiveness. 2. Human resource practices in oil and gas, enhancing employee engagement, productivity, and retention. In line with resource-based view, theory, human resource and strategically asset. Human resource intensivities. For example, training, fire competition, leadership development, shape organizational culture and performance. Theoretical background 2, inclusive work environments and mediation rule. Number 3, inclusive work environment, promote diversity, equity, and a sense of belonging, enhance innovation, collaboration, and employee satisfaction, help overcome structural and cultural barriers, especially in male-dominated industry like oil and gas. 4. Mediating role of inclusivity. Inclusive culture allows technical and human resource traits to be fully realized. Act as a bridge, aligns technical skills with human resource strategy, enhance knowledge sharing and teamwork. Organizational climate theory, workplace environment shape employee engagement and performance. Next slide about research gap in existing literature. Here in this slide we can see the focus area and what the literature emphasizes and what is missing. It's mean research gap. So in this slide, what the literature emphasizes about petroleum engineering expertise and human resource practices and inclusive work environment and integration of all trees. Also, the research gap about all these points. So this is the research gaps. Next slide about the conceptual framework. This is the conceptual framework. It's the petroleum engineering expertise and human resource practices and inclusive work environment as a mediator and organizational performance. Next slide about practical implications. For industry leaders, integrate technical expertise, the human resource practice and inclusivity into performance strategies. Promote diverse leadership and cross-functional collaboration. Embed inclusivity into daily operation and policy. For human resource and technical teams, design human resource programs that value both competence and inclusion. For example, monitoring, inclusive training, pra- uh, predictive decision making, uh, facilitate collaboration between technical and human resource department, sharing workshop, cross department project, monitor employee satisfaction, retention, and engagement via inclusive metric. For policy markers, support capacity building in engineering and human resources through national programs. Create inclusive policies to reduce workplace barriers. A lean oil sector policies with sustainable inclusive development goals. Next slide about conclusion. Key takeaways. Petroleum engineering expertise driver technical efficiency and innovation. Human research practices strengthen workplace performance and organizational culture. Inclusive work environment act as a strategic mediator, enhancing collaboration, retention, and adaptability. Integrated framework. The proposed model links technical skills, human resource strategies, and inclusivity to improve organizational performance in the Libyan oil sector. Contribution to knowledge. Bridge a major gap in literature by combining these variables in one framework. Offers practical guidance for leaders, policy makers, and practitioners in oil-rich post-conflict countries. Next slide about recommendation and directions for future research. Practical recommendations for organizations. Foster cultures of inclusivity to maximize the impact of technical and human resource practices. Invest in leadership training that emphasizes diversity and collaboration. Lean human resource policy with strategic goal, not just administrative functions. For human research and technical teams, employment joint initiatives, inclusivity, engineering teams, cross-departmental innovation hub, use data-driven human research analysis to track inclusivity and engagement metrics. Future research opportunity. Empirical validation of the proposal framework in other oil-rich post-conflict countries, different organizational size and structures. Examine additional moderating or mediating variables such as leadership styles, organizational cultures, digital transformation. Explore sectoral companies. Compare oil and gas with renewable energy or manufacturing sectors. Thank you so much for all.